Fireworks during the national anthem. We hope fireworks when the game begins. As we take a look at the AFC South standings. Houston, the top team in the conference. Indianapolis, just a couple of games back. Jacksonville's one win came in week 3 on the road at Indianapolis. We welcome you, everybody. Brad Nessler along with Mike Mayock. You look at that 5-3 record. We did Indianapolis last year, Mike, when they only won 2 games. They've won 3 more than they won all of last year. People say, are they for real? Hey, there's only 2 teams in the AFC with a better record. One thing we do know, their rookie quarterback has been nothing short of sensational.
How about halfway through his rookie season, I already believe he's in the top 7 or 8 quarterbacks in this league. And let's face it, physically 6'4", 235 pounds. He makes every throw, but it's not the physicality that separates him. It's the intangibles. He inhales film. He's a great leader. I thought Reggie Wayne, the veteran wide receiver, said it to us best last night. He said, hey, when this kid looks at you in the huddle and said, this play's going to work, you believe.
Reggie says he's special, and he's going to be a lot more special before this season's over. On the other side, you've got an owner in Jacksonville that's been on the job for a little less than a year. He's impatient. He's passionate. He wants a winner, and that puts some pressure on his 23-year-old quarterback.
Yeah, and it's only his second season, and I thought 2011, Blaine Gabbert's rookie year, was unfair to him. He was physically battered. He didn't have a healthy wide receiver to throw the football to, and he developed bad habits like any young quarterback would. Now, new quarterback coach Greg Olson had to rebuild this kid from the classroom to the field. This year, after watching a ton of tape, I'm cautiously optimistic. Big arm, really good athlete. I loved his game against Green Bay. But Brad, make no mistake, these next 8 weeks will not only define Blaine Gabbert, but they'll define the direction of this franchise.
Before we kick it off, let's check in with the third member of our team, Alex Flanagan. Alex.
Hey, Brad. Well, the Indianapolis Colts are playing with a heavy heart after their head coach, Chuck Pagano, was diagnosed earlier this season with leukemia. In between his rounds of chemotherapy, though, on Sunday, he was able to visit with the team and gave them an emotional boost in their win against Miami. And the players wanting to support him during his second round of chemotherapy, which started on this past Monday. They did something a little special for him that you'll see tonight. They took their hair off, all of them, shaving their heads. Andrew Luck, we visited with last night, has no hair on his head, as do many of the other players, showing their support, Brad, and solidarity for their head coach, Chuck Pagano.
Boy, that is pretty special. Tonight's game's available in HD and Spanish on your SAP channel. Jacksonville won the toss, and they want the football first. So 2 teams who met back on September 23rd when the Jaguars came back from a halftime deficit to outscore the Colts 19-3, and they won it in the final 45 seconds, and they get set for the rematch here tonight. McAbee to kick. Michael Spurlock is back deep. Waits on it. 6 yards in the end zone. He will not bring it out. But will bring out Blaine Gabbert, who Mike just talked about. He might not have a great record against the rest of the league, but you can't beat what he does against the Colts. 3-0 so far in his young career, and he is actually a month younger than Andrew Luck. Offensively, the big eaters for him up front: Monroe, Brewster, the rookie, Meester, Waneri, and Bradfield. Backs and receivers: Rashard Jennings, no Maurice Jones-Drew, Justin Blackman, shorts, and Robinson, the wideouts. Mercedes Lewis is the tight end. So first down, first snap from the 20-yard line. And they'll throw on first down. Deep out, a little bit too high in front of Justin Blackman, the rookie #1 draft choice. Defensively, for the Colts, they're missing Robert Mathis tonight. Here's the front 3, Moala, Johnson, Redding. They do have Dwight Freeney in there, and Hughes takes the spot of Mathis with Connor and Freeman. And the secondary looks like this. Missing their corners, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
Zibikowski and Bethea are the safeties. So Butler and Vaughn in there for the regular 2 starters, who would be Vontae Davis and Gerard Powers. Second down at 10. Gabbert, second throw. This one's on the money. Complete to Lewis, trying to back his way for a first down, and he got about 9. It'll bring up 3rd and short.
Now, Blaine Gabbert has a big arm, and when he throws the football time and trusts what he sees and rips it, he's pretty good. Mercedes Lewis is right over here. Down, there's the route. Now look at the break. He's got to throw outside shoulder away from the inside leverage linebacker. It's a big arm, and it's really good accuracy.
And they pick up the 3rd down. They're only 30% on the year in their 3rd down conversions. Gabbert rolls, throws across his body, incomplete. And it'll be 3 and out. Pass intended for LaRon Robinson. And Cassius Vaughn, one of those corners, filling in, does a nice job on defense.
And Brad, one of the things I think Jacksonville has to do is get a little more vertical in their game. They only average 5.8 yards per attempt, which is worst in the league, and the field's compressing. People are challenging those receivers in that 0 to 10-yard range, and they've got to push them off.
Anger, the punter, hits it a mile in the air. Hilton with a fair catch call and takes it at the 25-yard line. So the Colts will come out with Andrew Luck, and their season right now second to the Texans in the South. They've won 4 of their last 5, 3 straight wins. And Andrew Luck at quarterback, a rookie record 433 yards a week ago. He has exactly the same amount of yards passing right now as Peyton Manning does, 2,404.
How freaky is that to
is.
the yard halfway through the season?
First down for the Colts from their 25. And it's a draw to Ballard. Ballard takes it wide, busts a couple tackles, and has an 11-yard run and a first down. Offensively for the Colts, they've had to shuffle some guys around as Lincolnbox moved to right tackle. Wright's moving in at the left guard with Costanzo, Shipley, and McGlynn. The backs and receivers. They told us Donald Brown was going to start, but Vic Ballard was in on the first snap, as you just saw. Wayne Avery, Allen the tight end, Saunders also in a 2 tight end set much of the game. And there's Reggie Wayne, the veteran, in motion. Straight drop for Luck. Fires complete. Reggie Wayne out to the 48, maybe the 49-yard line. And there's catch number 62 on the year for the ageless wonder.
And I'm so impressed with Reggie Wayne this year just because they're asking him to do different things. 5-step, balls out on the curl route, linebacker Posluszny gets caught inside, and this ageless wonder at age 33, almost 34, Brad, he's playing all 3 wide receiver positions. He's blocking, he's doing everything they ask, and he's having another all-pro season.
Quick toss out to him, trying a wide receiver screen, and no gain on the play, maybe a loss of a half yard. Jacksonville's defense, their front is pretty strong, maybe the strength of their defense. Lay, Mosley, Alualu, and Mincy. Stanford, Posluszny, leading tackler again, far and away, and Allen. And in the back end, Cox, Landry, Brzezinski in there as a starter, and Aaron Ross. Second down and 10. Allen, the tight end, now settles in on the right side, and play action for Luck. Loads it, steps up in the pocket, fires on the run, in and out of the hands of Reggie Wayne. Wow, catchable ball.
Yeah, this quarterback's movement skills in the pocket are on par with a veteran quarterback with 10 years of experience in the league. Watch his eyes scan. He feels pressure. He steps up, but the eyes are downfield the entire time. The accuracy is beautiful. You rarely see Reggie Wayne drop a ball that's thrown like that.
Last week, Luck was sensational on 3rd down. And on 3rd and short, they're not so good. On 3rd and long, they're the best in the league. They got a 3rd and long right here. 3rd down and a long 10. Luck stands in, incomplete, intended for Wayne at the 40. I think it was tipped by Alualu at the line of scrimmage, and it's a punting situation for Indianapolis.
Yeah, Alualu was working on Shipley, and the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. The route, Ross man-to-man coverage, and the ball's delayed and off target because of the deflection.
Michael Spurlock drops back as the punt returner as you look behind Pat McAfee, the captain of the special teams. Spurlock camps under this one, late fair catch call. Took it at the 10-yard line. Just 3 minutes into the game. 2 young quarterbacks battling here in Jacksonville. Gabbert and company on deck when we come back. Brad Nessler, Mike Mayock, Alex Flanagan in Jacksonville, where the Jaguars take over at their own 10-yard line. And a lot of times it's 3 and out, which it was on their first march. Here they're going to have an extra lineman, extra tight end, and Guy Wimper in there. try to give Gabbert some protection or maybe lead the way for Rashad Jennings. Cecil Short in motion. And it's Jennings hitting the backfield. He's not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Fili Moala in on the stop for the Colts.
I think Fili Moala is playing better since they converted from that 4-3 to a 3-4. They call it a 5 technique, the defensive end in a 3-4. He fits that. His body type lined up over the tackle, and that time he flashed inside Eugene Monroe, the left tackle, and made the play.
Moala in his 4th year out of USC, a 310-pounder. Forces a 2nd down and 10. Gabbert, quick throw, and in and out of the hands of his intended receiver at the 15-yard line, and that was Lewis, the tight end. Now you got yourself in a 3rd and 10 situation at your own 10, and that's not good.
And what happens here, look how tight everybody is in the line of scrimmage. They've got to drive people off this line vertically. Every defense in the league at this point. Look how the corners are at 6 yards. The safety, they're in man-to-man coverage. There's no room. You've got wide receivers like Cecil Shorts and Justin Blackman, Laron Robinson. You got to drive them vertically.
Yeah. Gabbert in the shotgun now on 3rd down and 10. Near his own goal line to throw. Fires near side, incomplete. Not deep enough for Laron Robinson, and now they'll have to kick from their own end zone.
You know, the first throw he made of the game was to Blackman, and it was overthrown. That time he had a chance to make a throw, and it was low and outside. And he's a young quarterback who needs confidence, I think, Brad, more than anything, and it's a bad start.
Kick. Hilton has to go to the far side, let it go, and it goes out of bounds. It's going to give the Colts good field position. A little over 4 minutes into the game. We've exchanged punts. Andrew Luck and Indianapolis going to work when we return. There have been a lot of overall #1 draft choices at quarterback in the National Football League's history. And there's some of the faces, including the guy we're watching right now, Andrew Luck. Nobody's had a winning record. He's got a winning record right now, but we've got 8 games to go. And he's got good field position right now at the 43-yard line. Colts would be a wild card team right now if the season were to end, but we're only halfway through. High backfield with Ballard, the tailback. And he'll get the call. Ballard, nice gain out to midfield. Let's go back to those faces for you, because there's some beauties in there.
Now,
there's some guys that are in the Hall of Fame, and there's some guys that aren't.
If we're going to play tic-tac-toe, I'd go Elway,
yeah.
Manning, Newton, and I think I got you.
Okay.
Now, Bradshaw's pretty good over there. Aikman's over there, right?
Yeah, that's
But then
good.
we got, was that no, Jamarcus is there, so we can't go that one, right? No.
I think you picked a good line.
That was a good line.
Yeah. 2nd down 2. Colts just shaded on Jacksonville's side of the 50. Reggie Wayne comes in motion and settles to the near side. Luck steps up in the pocket, fires, and he's got Reggie Wayne on a crossing route down to the 31-yard line, 1st down. Pick up of 20.
Boy, that's really beautiful. They take the vertical threat, Donnie Avery, and they're going to run him all the way down here and then bring underneath from the opposite side Reggie Wayne. Look at the pocket presence again. Steps up, always has his eyes down the field. There's the old veteran breaking off the dig route, which is a deep inside route. He beats the linebacker Russell Allen, who makes a late break on the football, and that's a beautifully thrown ball.
1st down at the 31. The end around coming. T.Y. Hilton got a blocker in front. He's got great speed. Hilton down the near sideline, out of bounds at the 12-yard line. Dwayne Allen got a nice lead block, and there's another chunk play. Mike, 19 more yards.
And you called it right. Watch Dwayne Allen here, who starts here and will come around and be the lead blocker. He's the tight end and a rookie. There's the handoff. Dwayne Allen, who ran 4.85 at his pro day, but plays much faster, gets the key block. And trust me, T.Y. Hilton's the guy you want with that football in space. Don't care if it's the return game, a reverse, or a passed football.
So Indianapolis at the Jaguars' 12-yard line. This time they fake the end around. They go to Ballard on the other side, and he only got about a yard. Aliwalu in on the tackle again.
You know, the more tape you watch of this quarterback, Brad, and sometimes I get frustrated because we make too much of certain players, but you can't oversell how good this kid's been for 8 weeks. And the thing I liked about him when we talked to him last night, he said, you asked him what his goal was this year, and he said, I want to get better every week. And he has, and the tape bears that out.
Second down and 8 here. Wayne down to the bottom of your screen now, moves closer to the tight end. And he's looking for him, but he comes in the flat. Down to the 7 to Robert Hughes. Pickup of about 3. Now the Colts can get a first down at the 2-yard line. As Bruce Arians, the interim head coach, Chuck Pagano. And we send out our best to Chuck as his second bout with chemo is already underway. This is a big third down for the Jaguars defense right here. They'd love to force a field goal.
Yeah, they're a 45% team overall on third down, which is 5th best in the league. And that, Andrew sees something he doesn't like and calls a timeout.
Don't want to waste an opportunity here. So he'll come to the sideline. We'll have a big third down and 5 when we return. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock on NFL Total Access. Roddy White of the Falcons, who just passed Terrence Mathis to become their all-time reception leader, talks about the matchup with the Saints. And always you can get the latest news and info leading up to another big NFL weekend. 7 o'clock Eastern on NFL Network tomorrow. 3rd and 5. Andrew Luck was 13 of 17 passing on third downs last week. 12 of those for first downs. He needs 5 for a first down. He needs 7 for a touchdown.
Beware quarterback run.
Luck waits, pressured, and down he goes. Jacksonville does get the stop they were looking for. And Alou and John Chick are there on the sack.
And what happens is Branch is coming in, Alou is coming around, little twist stunt, and then from the other side, John Chick. Real good pressure, nowhere to go. That middle rusher, which was Branch, the defensive end, forced him up in the pocket, and Alou cleaned it up.
So they forced the field goal attempt by Adam Vinatieri. He hasn't been automatic like normal this year. This will be a 31-yard field goal attempt. This one is good. Andrew Luck saying, okay, guys, wanted 7, we'll take 3. Rookie quarterback leads him down, was sacked, though, by the Jacksonville defense. Great shots tonight. Our aerial coverage presented by Southwest Airlines. It is a perfect night for football in Jacksonville, Florida. Right now, Jaguars would like to get something going offensively. 2 3-and-outs on their first 2 possessions.
Last week, Brad, they started 4 consecutive 3-and-outs against Detroit, got behind and didn't get the offense going until the second half. So it's really critical they get it moving now.
Spurlock waits on the kickoff. Has to backpedal, let this one bounce in front of him. Non-returnable again. So they'll bring it out to the 20. We check in with Alex.
Well, Brad, they could certainly use the help of their running back, Maurice Jones-Drew, to get things going. Maurice inactive for the 3rd straight game this week. He is suffering from a sprained foot and told me tonight as he's wearing a walking boot that he's probably about 2 weeks away from being able to play again. I had our stat guru, Alex, the other Alex on the crew, look up something for me, and he came back with an amazing stat. Maurice Jones-Drew accounts for over 43% last season of this team's offense, so to say they're missing him is an understatement.
Boy, for sure. Leading rusher in the league last year. They're missing their all-pro fullback, Greg Jones, as well. Gabbert fires, diving, catch by Lewis. Did he catch it? That's the question. They're giving it to him right now. 18-yard pickup. Let's take another look.
Mercedes Lewis, the tight end, dives. Does he control it through the ground? He does a great job getting his hands under it, but let's see it from this angle.
I think it was a one-hopper. They're lining up trying to get before.
Yeah, they're trying to. Good job. I'd snap it right now because it might get called back.
Well, they got it away. Quick throw to the outside is complete as well. Out to the 45-yard line, LaRon Robinson. I think they got away with one, and if I was Blaine Gabbert, I'd snap it about 3 seconds faster.
I agree with you 100%. Now, this is a good angle here. Watch. He's great job here, but look at the point of the football. Does he control it all the way through? Does it bounce into his chest? I think it bounced, and I think Jacksonville did a great job getting over the ball and getting it out.
They've been looking for some breaks. Maybe that's the first one of the night for him. Second down and 2. They haven't established anything on the ground yet tonight. They'll try to get Jennings a first down run, and they got it for him out to the 49-yard line. That's the best run of the night by the fourth-year tailback out of Liberty. And they moved the sticks. So back-to-back passes, one questionable, one not by Gabbert. And the Jaguars are out near midfield.
Good cutback that time by Jennings. Got in behind the right guard, one there, and up the field for the first down.
Simon Sally! Simon Sally! No. You're 58. Ready to go.
First down throw coming, maybe. Got it away and caught by Lewis. And penalty marker. I think we're going to have pass interference on Freeman, but Lewis caught it anyway.
Yeah, and really good. They've been working already on Freeney.
Defense number 50. Penalties decline. First down.
Watch Freeney working from this side. Little spin move.
Gabbert hangs in as they got a hand on him, but not enough.
That's good job by Lewis on the concentration. Good job picking up Freeney on his spin move. And I kind of like Gabbert with this tempo offense.
Got a little rhythm going. And Jennings sort of backpedals his way for a couple of yards. Nevis made the stop. Mike Mularkey's first year as a head coach here. Came over from Atlanta, where he was offensive coordinator for several years. Again, we expected a tempo offense from the Colts. We're getting it from the Jaguars as well.
Sometimes I think the young quarterbacks react better when they just get over the ball and go.
This time, Gabbert's going to run out of there, and he's going to get a first down and slide his way down near the 27-yard line. Nice scramble by Blaine Gabbert. Pick up of 10.
The two defensive ends, or in this case, the outside linebackers in this defense, really come hard. He does a nice job finding his way through the trash. He's a better athlete than people think. He runs pretty well. 4.7 guy in the 40. And again, Brad, tempo, over the line of scrimmage, not enough time to think about it. You got to be thinking about the next play.
The next play starts at the 28-yard line. First and 10, Jacksonville, trailing by 3. Jennings and stutter step into the hole. Gets down near the 25. We'll give him 3 yards. Corey Redding in on the tackle.
Now, Alex just told us a little bit about the tailback, Maurice Jones-Drew, who had over 170 yards rushing against Indianapolis early this season. And I think the thing we forget about is Greg Jones, the fullback, is also out, and he's an all-pro type fullback, right?
Yep. Mike Mularkey said if he could have gone, he would have. He thinks he's the toughest guy he's ever been around. Talking about Greg Jones. Second down at 8 here. Empty backfield. Gabbert. Quick drop, throws, complete to Jennings. Got to the 20, and now they're going to say incomplete. He was bobbling it as he went down. Poku was the guy covering the linebacker. So here's the biggest early third down of the ball game for Jacksonville.
And the ball was thrown behind them, and you can see to complete the catch, he's got to get both feet down plus an element of time, and he never really had full control of the ball. But that starts with the ball being thrown to the wrong shoulder.
Montel Owens comes in as an extra receiver, and he's in motion right now on third down and 8. Now he'll settle in the backfield. Here comes a blitz. Gabbert throws in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, and that was Cecil Shorts.
You mentioned Montel Owens was in motion. There's a reason they brought him in motion, and that's the chip on this guy right here, Dwight Freeney. That gives Gabbert the time. That's a good job by the running back. And Cecil Shorts, the ball might have been a little high. Got to make that catch.
Not to mention, pretty good job of the chip on Freeney with a bad shoulder. That's the problem he's been having.
Exactly. He's been out the last couple of weeks and may be the best special teams player in football.
Scobie has hit his last 20 field goals, dating back to last year. 44-yard attempts. Shouldn't have said it.
Brad, I was on the field before the game, and it's a beautiful night, but there's a slight wind, and from that direction, everything was heading from right to left as we're looking at the camera.
First field goal he's missed since last Thanksgiving. Still 3-0 Indianapolis. Sunday's NFL Network brings you everything you need to know from sunrise through the final gun on Sunday night. First on the field, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Reports from all the big games, 9 to 1 game day morning with all the complete information and analysis you'll need. 4 o'clock, we break down the early games for you on Game Day Scoreboard, then recap the day's action on Game Day Highlights at 7:30. Game Day Final at 11:30. Sunday is Game Day on NFL Network. From the 40... From the 34-yard line, rather, Luck gonna fire deep into coverage and intercepted. Jacksonville's got it back. Aaron Ross with the interception, but a flag down in the backfield, and it's going to be roughing the passer.
Contact to the head. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Terrence Knighton, I think, is the guilty party.
Pressure here, pressure inside from Alu. There's the hit. Now everything's fine except for the contact to the helmet. Knighton, that's helmet to helmet for a, quote, defenseless player. It takes away great coverage by Aaron Ross and a huge turnover. Those are game changers right there.
They don't get penalized often, but that one was huge. Instead of Jacksonville ball, Colts maintain possession out to the 49-yard line.
It was the right call. It wasn't a vicious hit, but it was the right call.
Donald Brown in at tailback. Quick throw out to Reggie Wayne. Blocker in front. Picked up 5 before Mike Harris got him down. So Reggie Wayne already with 4 catches. He does that on a regular basis. 57 consecutive game with at least 3 catches. How about that? Chris Carter, the record holder.
Can't even tell you how impressed I was coming out of our meeting with him last night and the way he goes to work and the example he sets for these young wideouts.
Second down and 5. That's Reggie in motion. Brown trying to weave his way through the traffic. Got it to the 43-yard line. Poslusny in on the stop. Going back to Reggie Wayne for a second. You said, Reggie, you've been around a long time. You're 32. He looked down. He never looked up. And I said, Mike, you're giving my man some love because next week is his 34th birthday. He was going to take that year.
No, he reminded me of a woman there. I mean, that age thing was important to him. And in football, it is. People start saying you're over, you're done. I can't get over his work ethic and what he does for this ball club.
You're not supposed to be this good when you're 34 years old.
Exactly.
Third down and a couple. Oop, drop, snap. But Luck got the handoff to Lon Carter, and he got the first down.
It's interesting because the linemen don't know this happened. They have a heavy to the left. They have an extra tackle in the game. Luck doesn't get the fullback. There's a hesitation with Carter, but look at the guys up front. Wrights, Costanzo, Sowell. They're all blocking up front, and they get the first down.
Just another shot there. Really a young kid that doesn't panic.
No, exactly right.
He could have fallen on the ball right there.
Yeah, picked it up and completed the play.
First down at the 39. Brown cuts it back inside. Picked up a couple. Jeremy Mincy in on the tackle as we're down inside the final minutes of the first quarter. Remember, the Colts got it down to a third down situation inside the 10, and that's when Luck was sacked, and that forced the 31-yard field goal by Vinatieri.
You know what I think is happening in the pass game is Jacksonville's best part of their defense is their front, and Indianapolis has 2 starters in the offensive line out,
right,
and they're getting a lot of pressure on Luck.
He's in the shotgun this time on second down and 8. Here they come after it. Fires, diving catch by Wayne, and he got close to the first down. In fact, he's got it, I think.
Really good job. Donald Brown picks up the blitz coming off the edge. The nickelback Mike Harris, that gives time. Another first down.
And so far, even though the Colts have only 3 points, it's been the Andrew Luck, Reggie Wayne show through the first 15 minutes. End of 1. Colts trying to pay the Jaguars back from an earlier season loss. They're off to a field goal start. to end the first quarter. Reggie Wayne after this catch. Watch what he does.
He goes down, catches the football. Now look at Brzezinski, the safety, second-year player. Doesn't touch him, runs right by him. Reggie dives for the first down, and Aaron Ross gets him. Talk about a heady veteran play, Ness.
Now, there is a rule in there that if you've given yourself up, had he gone into a fetal position, that's a different story. But they didn't touch him, and he wasn't done moving the football down to, in this case, the 29-yard line and a first down. Play action. Luck steps up in the pocket, throws, complete to Wayne. Out of bounds at the 8, first and goal, Colts.
Reggie Wayne's just abusing people tonight. It was a single high safety, which means that it's effectively man-to-man on the edge. So he's going to drive Cox deep. He gets him turned around twice. There's 7 yards of separation there. I mean, that's a throw where Andrew Luck could make that 100 out of 100 times because of the move by Reggie Wayne.
And Reggie Wayne said, I'm smiling more this year. I'm enjoying every down. You saw a big smile on his face after that one. That's gotten the Colts down to first and goal. Andrew Luck's hit his last 5 passes. And now it's Donald Brown who hits the hole inside and gets inside the 5.
Does a good job getting in behind the rookie Dwayne Allen's block, the wingback that time. I really like the way they're zone blocking and cutting back.
Brown leads them in rushing. Came in with 319 yards on the season. He's had some injury problems as well, a back and a knee. But tonight he's in there. Didn't start, even though they told us he was going to. Ballard was in on the first snap.
I think they're going to call a timeout here. They didn't have the personnel grouping in the game they were looking for.
So second timeout taken by the Colts, but they're down close. Now the second down and goal. He'll come over to talk things over with Bruce Arians.
Mike McGlynn making friends between plays. He's a little aggressive during plays, so that's about his only downtime.
So with the clock stopped here with 13:52 remaining, this Thursday night matchup. Don't forget, we've got more coming up. Talk about rookie quarterbacks. How about Ryan Tannehill? Doing a great job for the Miami Dolphins. Fitzpatrick and C.J. Spiller and company for the Buffalo Bills. We look forward to joining you next Thursday night, 8 o'clock on NFL Network.
Tannehill's playing his tail off, and Reggie Bush is looking like you thought he was going to look.
Second and goal. Luck rolls to his right, pump fakes. He might keep this for the corner, and he does. Touchdown on the run. 5-yard touchdown by Luck. His 4th rushing touchdown of the year.
Keep in mind, this kid's 6'4", 235. There's his dad, Oliver. Played against him when he was a quarterback at West Virginia. Flow this way. Luck takes it the other way. This is a bootleg. Pump fake. He ran 4.62 at the combine on my watch at 235 pounds. This kid's as impressive an athlete as Cam Newton is, but nobody talks about that.
Vinatieri, point after, is good. The Colts trying to win their 4th straight game. They're off to a great start in Jacksonville. Their rookie quarterback pump fakes and then did it himself from 5 yards out. Dad says, that's the way I taught him. 10-0 Indianapolis. Andrew Luck with a touchdown has made it 10-0 Indianapolis. 13:44 remaining. And here's the hit that kept the drive alive. The roughing the passer hit.
And you know, dumb mistakes usually result in points for the opposition. Ross makes a great interception. It's negated. What happens? The 15-yard penalty extends the drive. Luck ultimately runs it in for a bootleg. And instead of your ball driving, you're now down 10-0.
Capped off a 66-yard drive in 8 plays, 4.5 minutes to get in the end zone. And in the end zone's where the kick goes to Spurlock, and they'll bring it out to the 20. So Andrew Luck's in his rookie season, and he's already tied his dad. There's Oliver as a player with the Houston Oilers. And in his career, 13 passing touchdowns. Went on to now become the athletic director at his alma mater, and also was the head of the World League and World League of American Football in Europe. So the kid has tied the dad in season number 1.
That's pretty cool. That'll make for some fun tonight after the game. Now Gabbert's got to lead these guys to some points. They can't afford to get down at home again. They've been a notoriously bad home team.
Haven't won at home yet. Gabbert, the throw is a good one, complete, and breaking a tackle is Robinson, still on his feet. LaRon Robinson, good effort after the catch. Even though they had a hold of his jersey, he broke free, and he picks up 19 yards.
This is an example of the quarterback trusting his receiver. It's a back shoulder throw. It takes trust, and it takes timing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 step, no hitch, ball's out. Defensive back has his back turned, Darius Butler. That's a really good time throw and an accurate throw.
Yeah. And a first down at the 39.
Simon, grab! Here we go.
Right in the middle of the pile is Rashad Jennings. Short gain.
No, Brad, we had Jacksonville towards the end of last year. We sat down with the rookie quarterback at that time, Blaine Gabbert. His offensive line was decimated with injuries. He had nobody to throw the football to. And we kind of thought he was just overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And the game showed it that night. But do you sense a different kid here?
Absolutely. Yesterday, talking to him, more mature, more confident. And tonight, I think he's played pretty well here, even though they don't have any points to show for it. Remember, they had a nice drive last time and then missed the field goal. First time a missed field goal by Scobie since last year.
Ready, right now.
Gabbert, quick throw there, and again, nice catch by Robinson. Darius Butler made the tackle, pickup of 6. That's going to bring up third down and about 3.
You know who an interesting guy is Darius Butler. Second round pick of the Patriots back in 09. Played 09 and 10, and Belichick cuts him. Carolina picks him up last year. He gets cut by Carolina.
Running out of opportunities, you think?
This I told him before the game. He came over and said hello, and I just said, hey, man, you got first-round talent. You got first-round feet. This might be your last opportunity. You need to take advantage of it.
Lane.
Jaguars third down and 2. Looked like the Colts might have jumped. The pass is complete, but it's not going to be a first down throw. Spurlock. I thought Corey Redding jumped in the neutral zone a little.
Offside, defense number 92. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Well, they're saying it was on Jerry Hughes. I think it was on Corey Redding. Either way, first down.
You could have picked either of them, I think. You might have thrown Freeney in there, too.
One of those 90s.
Doesn't really matter. At this point, it's a first down. And again, no huddle, up-tempo. Jacksonville looks like a different team to me that way.
So another trip into Colts territory, but can they create points? Montel Owens, you see number 24 back in there at the tailback spot. Gabbert. That one's too wide, intended for Robinson again.
Yeah, I think sometimes he's so concerned about not throwing an interception. And by the way, 9 touchdown passes, only 5 interceptions, but when he gets tight coverage, sometimes he's so concerned he throws it away. And I think he's got to fit it in.
Justin Blackman in motion, their number 1 draft choice.
Simon Q. Sally.
He and his center, Brad Meester, setting protections.
Quick drop, quick throw, complete. Robinson, he's been his favorite target. Ball came out at the end, and the Colts have got it. Darius Butler with a football.
Yeah, I think Foku stripped him. At the very end, 58 Foku strips it. Ball's out.
Colts hadn't had a takeaway in a month. They get one there, and it stops another Jaguar drive.
Wait, let's see if they get the football. If Butler's feet are inbounds or not when he controls the football.
He's got it.
Yes, okay.
So again, a long time between takeaways.
The runner was down prior to losing control of the football.
Okay, wait a minute.
It'll be third down.
So the ruling was that he was down. Let's take another look.
Ball's in the right arm. Here comes the strip by Foku. He still has the football, and it's coming. And boy, is that close.
Oh, man.
There's an elbow down. There's
forearm,
a hip coming down. This is going to be a close one.
So the challenge is out. The referee, Terry McCauley, saying that the ruling on the field was a completion and down.
I think this
challenge that it was a fumble and recovered by Indianapolis. Timeout.
Well, the official on this side of the field definitely signaled Colts ball. So we're going to have a discussion. We're going to have a review. We've got a challenge as well. We'll be right back. You don't cut it any closer than this.
And then remember, the ruling on the field was no fumble. Now look, that knee and elbow are down as the ball's coming out. I don't think there's enough video evidence to overturn this call. You can see Foku trying to strip the ball, as is Butler. They're both stripping. The ball's out, but it's all about, to me, it's that right knee, the left knee and hip. Right. He's down. Ball's coming out almost simultaneously.
If the Colts don't get a takeaway out of this, they're going to be thinking they're snake bit because they haven't had one in a month.
That's really close.
Here comes the call.
After review, the runner lost possession prior to the knee being down. Indianapolis recovered the ball in the field of play. The ball belongs to Indianapolis at the 39-yard line.
Good challenge by Bruce Arians. And the Colts do take over.
That's only Indianapolis's fourth takeaway of the season. 2 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries. Give Darius Butler and Moses Foku credit for stripping the football out.
So the Colts take over with a 10-point cushion and 11:23 remaining in the half. At the 39-yard line. They fake it to Ballard. Play action throw comes back this way to Ballard. And got it out to the 45-yard line.
Kind of like almost every pass play in this offense has a vertical element to it. Forces you to respect the deep ball, especially with Donnie Avery running the vertical, and then it's a lot more room to dump it down like you just did to Ballard.
Ballard got 7 out of it. Second down along 3. Ballard takes it off the left side of midfield, and he's going to have a first down. Ballard, a rookie out of Mississippi State.
You get the double team from behind, and look at the tight ends here working in tandem. Both Allen and 85 is Wesley Saunders. Okay, he gets the key seal block there. Saunders was with Bruce Arians in Pittsburgh, which is why they picked him up, because of the injury to Kobe Fleener, who was the first pick in the second round.
We didn't mention Kobe Fleener being out of the lineup. He's got 21 catches already on the year, too. Got a shoulder injury. First down right at midfield. Luck. Play fake, steps up, fires deep. Caught. Avery to the 5. Wow. 45-yard pickup.
Donnie Avery is one of the fastest receivers in the National Football League, and it's really not a double move. He's just going to take him out to Aaron Ross outside a little bit there, and now he's going to take off. Now, Aaron Ross misplays it. He had coverage. He was over the top. I don't know why he stopped and jumped rather than just continue to run with the receiver. Give Avery credit for the concentration to finish the catch, but Ross had him covered. It was just bad ball skills with the ball in the air.
7 straight completions. That one officially 44 yards. They spot it at the 6 where it's first and goal. Ballard hit in the backfield. And he got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Jacksonville's defense has been out there too long tonight, and they're trying to come up with another stop. They got one earlier in a situation similar to this when they sacked Luck and forced a field goal. And they desperately need to do that again. They don't want to be in a 17-0 hole here in the first half.
They've been spanked at home all year. On the road, they beat Indy, 2 overtime losses, and a real good game against Green Bay. At home, it's been ugly.
So far, they've been outscored 136-34 at home this year. Here's a toss sweep to Ballard. Trying to take it wide. Nice stop by Pusluzny, running him out of bounds at the 5.
You know, one of the better free agent acquisitions Gene Smith, the GM, has had here is Pusluzny, the linebacker from Penn State. He reads it, sees it, beats the block of A.Q. Shipley, and makes the secure tackle on the edge.
Pusluzny, 62 tackles right now, but He had 192 last year. Former second-round pick of the Buffalo Bills. Here's the biggest play of the night for the Jacksonville defense. Can they stop the Colts on 3rd and goal? Empty backfield for Luck. Quick throw, slants complete. Down short of the goal line, about at the 1-foot line is Ballard.
And it's just a double stack, and he comes inside Avery. Now Landry has to make the tackle. Ball's certainly down before. It looks like the Colts are coming in with their heavy group.
They sure are.
You know, early in the game and everything, Ness, but this is a big play. Big play right here. Ball is sitting on the goal line, basically.
Even bring in Mario Harvey, number 54, a linebacker, as an extra blocker. DeLon Carter is the setback, but it's Andrew Luck trying to do it for the second time tonight himself.
I don't know.
I don't think so. Now we get a touchdown call.
Man, that's going to be close. Let's see what kind of push they get here.
Wow.
You can never see the football there. That's the hardest part of challenging this kind of play. You can't see the football. There it is. It almost popped out.
The official from the far side finally comes in with a touchdown call.
Watch the left. See, it almost pops out right there. It's a snow cone. I'm not sure he got that over. That's a snow cone right there, baby.
And they review all scoring plays, so they're going to look at this for sure. Jacksonville fans don't like the fact that it was signaled a touchdown. If it stands, it's the second score on the ground for the rookie quarterback. Mike Mularkey thinks it's Mularkey. Vinatieri out there, and it's academic now. Mike's way out, halfway to the hash mark. Here come the penalty markers, and he's wondering why they didn't look upstairs at this.
He threw everything out there except for the red flag.
Yep.
Now, the ball was in Luck's left arm, and remember, it kind of popped out, and I can't find a replay where I could definitively tell you that he didn't get in.
And there comes the headset, the playbook,
and a flag.
And a flag.
Yep. Can't lose your head like that. You're down 17-0, and you just cost your team field position.
Terry McCauley.
I know 1-7 is brutal. And the way they're losing tonight is brutal, but you can't lose your head, not when you're the head guy.
Remember, the 44-yard pass play to Avery from Luck set him up at the 6. And then the second rushing touchdown of the night by Andrew Luck. 17-0 Colts. The Colts are going to be going with the kick from midfield, following the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Mike Mularkey. Again, Andrew Luck bobbling the football, and then it was just a mass of humanity right there, and the point of the ball is almost loose again. The official on the far side came down. As you see him in the background, he's the first one to signal touchdown.
And the problem is, whatever the call on the field was, it was going to stand because there's no video to overturn it.
Easy touchback on the kick. Colts trying to win their 4th straight game and off to a great start, up 17. In honor of Veterans Day, for every point scored during the NFL's 32 Salute to Service games, the league will donate $100 to each of the nonprofit partners, the Pat Tillman Foundation, USO, and Wounded Warrior Project. To join the salute and learn more, visit NFL.com/salute. And a lot of our men and women in the service here tonight. Great contingent. Had a great scene before the game, if you missed it, with the national anthem. And the only thing that's not going well for the Jaguars on their home field is what the Colts are doing to them tonight, as they get maybe a yard out of that play. But they've had enough miscues to last the entire game so far in the first half. First, a missed 44-yard field goal by Scobie, his first missed field goal since last Thanksgiving. Then they keep a drive for the Colts alive with the personal foul right there, and that negated an interception on the very same play. And then LaRon Robinson letting go of that football, recovered by the Colts. They go down, they get another touchdown and it's 17-0. Quick pass, LaRon Robinson, the pickup of 5 or 6, and he's been the #1 target tonight for Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah, that's his 5th catch for 47 yards. And again, I like Gabbert in this up-tempo offense. I think he's thinking less in the huddle and just on the field directing traffic, identifying the mic, and as I say that, they get back in the huddle.
3rd down and 4. They bring an extra running back in there, Jalen Parmalee.
You can see Jennings, the other tail, he's offset here. Typically means they want to get him in the route.
Gonna go down the sideline. Oh, what a... Shorts had a hand on it and couldn't hold it. He's saying he caught it. And the line judge says no.
Shorts working on catches. Vaughn, not a whole lot of room on the sideline. One hand, see if he's got a foot. The second one, it depends on whether they say that first foot. Remember, ball gets dropped. You've got to catch that football and retain it through contact with the ground. See?
And they blow the play dead. Challenge comes in at the very last second. It would have been a 30-yard or will be a 30-yard pass play.
There's a bunch of things happening on this play. Now, did you give him credit for the one-handed catch? And once his foot's out of bounds, the play's over.
Indianapolis challenge.
At that point, he doesn't have to hold on to the football anymore. Remember, if you give him credit for that foot is 1, this foot is 2, he's in, and then the 3rd foot hits, and the fumble doesn't matter.
Cecil Shorts before that break, and the challenge making what appears to be a one-handed catch. He's got both hands on it, the left foot down, twisting the right foot down. Should be 1-2, forget about my shoe.
Right, and when that 3rd shoe comes down out of bounds, the play should be over at that point. 1, 2,
now
buckle my shoe, out of bounds, done. Now, that only matters, that is only the deal if they give him credit for that first foot with the one-handed catch. Tell you one thing, the Cecil Shorts kid, Brad, everybody we talk to in the Jaguars building loves this kid. He's from a small school in Mount Union, and they all say he's got a chip on his shoulder. He's got that small school chip. When I watch him on tape in college, he was the Wildcat. He's a wide receiver. He played some quarterback.
After review, the receiver lost control of the ball going to the ground. The pass is incomplete.
I'm 0 for November.
Yeah. 4 on the 25.5-yard line. Please set the game clock to 6:22.
Boy, I thought he controlled it all the way. And I understand the transition from the one hand to the second hand coming on the football, but I haven't hit one tonight.
I'm with you.
And all of them have gone against Jacksonville, every one of these close calls.
Mike Malarkey said to us yesterday, we need a couple of plays to go our way. They're sure not getting them tonight.
No, that ain't happening.
So, punting situation, again, instead of a first down in Colt territory, they end up having to kick it away. Anger, their rookie punter, out of Cal. Not a good kick, and he's been good all year. And Colts let it go out of bounds. And they'll take over with a 17-point lead. Brad Nessler, Mike Mayock, Alex Flanagan. You know, you'd like to see something go right for Jacksonville. They haven't won at home.
Right.
They haven't gotten a point tonight. You saw how badly they've been outscored when they played on their home field, and they played better on the road. Tonight, nothing working for them.
You know, when you're 1-7, doesn't everything go against you? And Andrew Luck, 10 for 12. Reggie Wayne, 6 catches. Right. I actually think Blaine Gabbert has hung in there and thrown the football pretty well. They've moved it, but they have no points to show for it, mostly because of 3 controversial calls that have gone against them.
So, Colts ball at the 29-yard line. Quick slants, complete on the fly, and all the way to midfield is Levon Brazil. 21-yard play, and they're getting chunk yardage again tonight, Mike, and that's something they were looking for. Couldn't get it until last week, and now they're coming in bunches.
Yeah, and he beats them off the line of scrimmage. He beat Aaron Ross with a quick first step, and Levon Brazil is another one of those vertical flyers. Ohio University. Aaron Ross looks like he was in quicksand compared to Brazil coming off the line of scrimmage.
Donald Brown works his way for a tough 3 yards.
The thing about Indy's run game, and last week they only ran the ball for 97 yards on 26 carries, but they stayed with it, Brad, for 2 reasons. One, as good as Andrew Luck is, you don't want him throwing the football 75% of the time.
Right.
And secondly is when you run your stretch play, when you run your power plays, you wear a defense down. And they started running the football effectively in the fourth quarter last week against Miami.
Got it!
They had 14 runs, 14 passes tonight. Perfect balance. And 17-0 in front. Here comes run number 15. And it's only about a yard gain. Branch makes the tackle on Donald Brown as we check in with Alex.
Well, Brad and Mike, you talk about how the Colts are achieving a lot of perfection tonight. Meanwhile, there's an awful lot of head shaking going on down here on Jacksonville's sideline. A lot of the regulars down here telling me that Mike Mularkey, usually a very calm, cool, collected head coach, that is the most upset that they have ever seen him. You saw him throw his headset. This headset was put back, kind of tangled up. He had to get a new one, but an extraordinarily frustrating night for this team.
Boy, absolutely. 3rd down and 5. As Luck in an empty backfield has a look. And throws across the middle, incomplete. Reggie Wayne, the intended receiver. The flag comes in. Wow. Mike Harris, the rookie out of Florida State, is going to get the pass interference call.
Pass interference, defense number 42. Automatic first down.
Joe Wright's the left guard, is going to kind of get beat. The ball has to come out. It's Reggie Wayne coming back to the football. Mike Harris on him. You know, I just like to see it come out more quickly than that. I hate when I see a delayed penalty come.
They call it on Przinski. He was nowhere in the area.
I was just on the nickel, Harris.
So first down at the 40. 4:10, 4:11 remaining in the half. Indy's got 1 timeout left. Brown, his best run of the night. Takes him inside the 35-yard line. Lusney, the middle linebacker, made the stop.
Talked all week about how impressed I was with Reggie Wayne blocking. And all night long, 10 to 12 times a game, they ask him to get a block. There he is on the backside, right there. Good job on the nickel back. Whether it's a nickel back or a defensive end on the backside of their zone scheme, it just amazes me how he throws that 33-year-old body around for the good of the team.
Not only that, he goes in motion a lot. He said, I used to just stand out there. I'm in better shape now just going in motion. Brown keeps the legs driving. Tough run to the 30, and he might have another first down.
What's really intriguing to me, and here's Donald Brown. They're in their gun. They pull. There it goes, number 76, pulls up in there. Joe Wright's a former basketball player from Western Michigan, and he's kind of an interesting kid, Brad, because the Ravens took a flyer on him out of Western Michigan, a power forward. They thought he might be a tight end, then they kicked him inside. They trained him for a couple years. Indy signed him away from Baltimore, and he's become their starting left guard. Good athlete.
Pick up the first down at the 30. Luck looking left all the way down the sideline, intended for Wayne. Eric Cox was covering.
That's probably Luck's first bad throw of the night. I mean, he had one-on-one coverage with Reggie Wayne on the edge, and an opportunity slides to his left, and he's got an opportunity to throw this thing not on that shoulder, but watch this. That's a heck of a move right there, and now he's won. No need to throw it over that back shoulder. Just lead him into the end zone.
First incompletion in his last 9 attempts, 10 attempts, 9 straight before that one. Back to Brown right in the middle of things for a couple. Tyson Alualu, who's been involved in a lot of tackles tonight, made that stop again.
Brad, this is where Jacksonville's defense has got to make a play. I mean, you're talking about 17-0. The clock's at 2:25 and rolling here before halftime. A, you can't allow another touchdown for sure. And B, you'd like to get a turnover or something and even get the 3 points off the board. And
don't get another penalty.
Oh, man.
The fans are trying to help out their defense.
3rd down and 8. This is where you got to step up and make a play.
That takes us to the 2-minute warning. Right now it's all Colts on the road, looking for their 4th straight win, leading 17-0.
Coming up on the Lexus Halftime Show, breaking down Andrew Luck's running prowess. Brad, he now has as many rushing touchdowns this year as Vic and Cam Newton combined.
Good stat, Rich. See you guys at halftime. 2 minutes from now, 8th play of the Colts drive again.
Mike 51, Jordan.
3rd and 8. Huge play here for Jacksonville.
Middle. That's 2.
Empty set for Andrew Luck. Got hit as he threw, and it's intercepted. Picked off, and the Jaguars do make a play. DeJuan Landry going the other way, laterals it to Brzezinski, and the Jaguars have it back.
See the tackle Luck made? It's a heck of a hit. Significant pressure causes turnovers. Double A-gap pressure. They both drop off. But look at Alu. Ball gets thrown way up in the air. Landry makes the pick. And at the end of this, watch number 12 flash. Right there. Looked like a safety. Makes the hit. There's the dish to Brzezinski. And what did we talk about, Ness? They had to step up and make a play, and it's a combination, first and foremost, of pressure from the defensive line.
DeJuan Landry, that's his first interception as a Jaguar.
I wonder.
And the first interception thrown by Andrew Luck in his last 76 pass attempts. Here's Landry giving it up on the lateral to Brzezinski at the end of the play. Might be a forward lateral.
Yeah, it's real close. Wouldn't surprise me if it goes against Jacksonville.
It wouldn't shock me at all.
I'm not even going to speculate.
Hang in there, partner. We got 2 quarters left.
You know, pre-snap, they showed 2 linebackers here, both of whom are going to drop off. But they've got to account for them in their pre-snap pass. And a real good job. Watch the loop around here by Alu. This is the 2nd time he beats Rice, but even more importantly, Mincy, 94, gets to the quarterback first. It's just another X stunt. Mincy and Alu meeting at Andrew Luck.
Alu, 5 tackles, a sack in that hit, or at least he was part of that hit that forced the interception on the other end.
In their first meeting, Andrew Luck made a very bad decision and threw the ball down the middle of the field against a cover 2 defense that was an obvious read.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. 1st down, Jacksonville.
So he had a bad interception week 3 or 4, and you're laughing. Oh, man.
At least they've got the football, and that's the important thing right now.
Exactly.
Now can they maybe put something together here in the last 148? They've got a full complement of timeouts to work with. Gabbert. Tough throw. Low, incomplete. Josh Gordy on the coverage, and we got a flag down in the secondary. I think it's going against the Colts, too.
Prior to the pass, illegal contact, defense number 27. 5-yard penalty, audit 1st down.
So the guy that I said made the play, Gordy, with illegal contact before the throw.
Yeah, and this is the nickel because Gerard Powers and Vontae Davis are both injured, so everybody bumps up a little bit on the depth chart. Josh Gordy playing the nickel, called for the foul.
Gabbert, quick throw to the far side, complete. Laurent Robinson steps out of bounds on the far side, stopping the clock at 1:38.
You know, Eugene Monroe, the left tackle, is doing a pretty good job with a very difficult assignment with Dwight Freeney. And this is usually Freeney time when they know you got to throw the football.
Going back the same way, complete again to Robinson. Ron Robinson might end up with double figures in catches by halftime. Picked up 7 more, and a first down into Colts territory. So Jacksonville's got a chance here with 1:20 remaining and all 3 timeouts. Gabbert, whoops, runs right in to Jerry Hughes. Hughes in there for Mathis, and he comes up with a big sack.
And this is the kind of opportunity that the former first-round pick from TCU's got to take advantage of. You know it's pass. You got to beat Bradfield, the second-year player from Grand Valley. And the problem is that Gabbert starts to recede in the pocket. Instead of stepping up, he floats. And when you float in the pocket, you give the defensive end a better angle.
A lot of times when you float, you sink. He sunk.
Well, there was pressure from Mawala coming up the middle, which made it difficult to step up. So give Jerry Hughes a ton of credit there. And that's a guy they need to start playing, because let's face it, Mathis and Freeney aren't getting any younger, and that's a former first-round pick out of TCU with some talent.
So instead of being in Colt territory, Jaguars backed up inside their own 43 with a sack. Gabbert fires down the middle. Nice throw and catch. And a first down, Michael Spurlock.
And that's what I mean by this kid can rip it. When he sees it and steps into it, he's got a big-time arm and can make those kind of throws.
Opportunity here for the Jaguars to try to take advantage of that turnover. And it's Robinson on the far side. Complete again, 8 more yards with 49 seconds left.
Yeah, Indy's playing real soft on the corners. They're trying not to let up a big play, but in doing so, they've given up 4 or 5 hitch routes, and then to compound the error, they're letting the wide receiver get out of bounds.
2nd down and 2. If the Jaguars could somehow come up with a touchdown, it would be basically a 14-point swing in this game, and it would really give them some momentum going into the locker room at halftime. But still, they are 28 yards away from that end zone.
They're sitting in 2 high safeties pre-snap here.
Gabbert pump fakes and now throws and flags fly.
Yep. Brad, you and I have been talking about the hitch routes. That was a hitch and go, double move.
Prior to the pass, illegal contact, defense number 32, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Cassius Vaughn, 2nd time they've had that penalty called on him in this drive.
Yeah, I love the call. Double move. Vaughn jumps it. That's called bad eye discipline. When that first move was made, he peeked in the backfield, got beat badly, and then had to go out and grab him and knock him down. That's poor corner play by Vaughn.
Now they're at the 23-yard line. Robinson, Gabbert's favorite receiver, out there to the top of your screen. A 4-receiver grouping for Gabbert, who fires near side, incomplete this time. Cecil Short's the intended receiver.
The interesting thing about that pass interference penalty is, as bad as the technique was, it was actually a smart play to knock him down, because it was going to be a touchdown.
So 2nd down and 10 at the 23.
Now, Gabbert can't throw an interception, and he can't take a sack. Protect the field goal, worst case.
Incomplete, intended for Shorts again, and it was Cassius Vaughn covering again. This time no flag.
And I think they have to continue to make these corners work. They're backup corners. Vaughn's all over them. You could have called a pass interference on that, but I kind of like the non-call. It was incidental, but you got to push these corners further off the ball. They're really jumping everything. Double moves, some vertical routes.
Jacksonville hasn't converted a 3rd down. Boy, do they need one right here. Or as Mike said, at least don't give up the field goal try.
Worst case.
3rd down and 10. Empty backfield. Gabbert on 3rd and long. Crossing route complete. And he's short of the first down, but down inside the 20, a pickup of 6 to Spurlock. And now the clock continues to run. And now timeout taken by Jacksonville. It's 4th down and about 4.
Spurlock ran what's called a jerk route there, where you present your numbers to the quarterback, hesitate, and then continue. It was man coverage. I thought he had a chance to take that thing down the field a little bit, take a shot at the end zone, but I think he's at the point in his career, Brad, where he's trying to protect everything. He doesn't want to make a bad throw. He doesn't want to throw an interception. He's doing what we just talked about, which is protecting points. But here it is, 4th down, and who's on the field, man?
Yeah, the quarterback. And when you're 1-7 and you haven't won at home and the fans are restless.
I'm kicking a field goal. I want points.
Unless they try to draw him off here and then work for a field goal. Gabbert's in the shotgun. So Mike Mularkey rolling the dice here a little bit.
I think he got him. Somebody on the right side of the offensive line, somebody hesitated. It might have been the right.
Well,
5-yard penalty, 4th down.
He called a quarterback?
Yeah, he called it.
That's that sudden and abrupt movement. That's a new rule instituted this year, both on the quarterback and the offensive center. If he makes a sudden and abrupt movement with his shoulders or hands like that, now I hate that. That might have been the correct call. I hate that so much I can't even tell you. I mean,
Mike
come on.
Mularkey's not crazy about it either.
They've been doing it that way for 40 years, and come on, every rule change in the history of this league benefits the defense. Getting tired of it.
Josh Scobie
benefits the offense. Excuse me, Ness.
To try to get something on the board here before halftime. 40-yard field goal attempts. And this one he's got after missing earlier. So the DeJuan Landry interception does turn into points, be it only a field goal, with 17 seconds remaining in the first half, and Jacksonville on the board. Reminder for you, wake up with NFL AM, the only morning show dedicated to the NFL. Tomorrow morning, catch Seahawks rookie quarterback Russell Wilson. After their win against the Vikings, they'll discuss how Seattle plans to take on the Jets. Plus, the Patriots' Gerard Mayo joins the group to discuss new teammate Aqib Talib and their showdown against the Bills. We have complete highlights and reaction from the game tonight as well. Don't miss NFL AM morning. Every weekday, 6 a.m. Eastern, only on NFL Network. Blaine Gabbert still not happy with that call, but it does cap a 47-yard drive in 9 plays.
You know, Brad, even though Indy was playing soft there, I liked what I say. They're doing some things they need to do more of. They need to double move their wideouts. They need to throw that deep in route 15 to 20 yards down the field. They got to back these defensive backs off the line of scrimmage.
So Scobie to kick. Zbikowski runs up on it at the 4-yard line. And Zbikowski crosses the 20 to the 21. Andrew Luck, almost everything has gone well except the last pass he threw. But definitely with his arms and his legs, he's been a major influence in the game tonight. He's had some big pass plays like that one on the crossing route to Reggie Wayne. Here he rolls out, pump fakes, and takes it in for the first touchdown of the night, his 4th rushing touchdown of the year. There's the miscue that DeJuan Landry returned, and the Jaguars get a field goal out of it. And as Luck takes a knee, that's where we'll be at the break. So Jacksonville still hasn't won at home. They do get a late field goal. End of the first half. Colts 17, Jags 3. Stay tuned. Rich and the guys will have the Lexus halftime show coming up from Jacksonville after this timeout. And that's where we are right now as Luck warming up, just about set to start the third quarter with a 2-touchdown lead. Colts out in front 17-3. Welcome back to Jacksonville. Brad Nessler, Mike Mayock. Alex will join us in a second. You know, if you wrote a script for the Jaguars with the exception of DeJuan Landry's interception and Scobie hitting that field goal right before halftime, nothing went right. But for the Colts, a positive ball game again, even though one mistake made by Luck.
Andrew Luck, a couple of talent evaluators in the league stopped by at halftime, and they're just all blown away by Andrew Luck. And I think if we look at his first half, he was 11 for 15, 143 yards. Obviously, this was the key penalty in the first half. Instead of a turnover, an interception for Jacksonville, it turned into a touchdown on a bootleg. 6'4", 235, runs 4.62. That's a special athlete right there making a play. Combination of his pocket awareness and his feet. He gets hit, the ball sails, and that's set up after a nice drive by Gabbert, the 3 points on the board for Jacksonville.
Gabbert really had a pretty good first half as well. Just couldn't get his team in the end zone. And they won't have an opportunity here to open the third either, because it's going to be Colts ball to start things off. That's Tom Zbikowski back deep. And Josh Scobie with a kick. Zbikowski takes it on one hop, about 4 yards deep. And out to the 21, and that's where the Colts will go to work after we check in with Alex Flanagan.
So, Brad, Mike Mularkey telling me that the first half of this game for him was really a microcosm of how the season has gone for Jacksonville. But he told his team at the half that when they were playing this team, the Indianapolis Colts, in week 3, they were down big at half. They came back and they won that game. So he told them to hang in there. There is hope for this game to turn around, certainly. Meanwhile, Bruce Arians telling me that he plans on stepping on the Jacksonville Jaguars' throat in the second half.
That's putting it mildly, I guess, huh? Jacksonville did outscore the Colts 19-3 in that first meeting on week 3. And Andrew Luck comes up throwing to Reggie Wayne again. 7th catch of the night for Reggie.
Yeah, and that's just too easy. I mean, he does a nice job of widening the corner before he brings it back inside. Luck leads him back low and inside. You know, it's just way too easy. That's like throwing on air right there.
Single to 51.
80 yards in catches for Reggie Wayne, heading to maybe another 100-yard day, and he's had a ton of those in his career. Ballard cuts back up to the 40-yard line, or Austin Lane made the stop. Pick up the 3. It'll be second down.
You know, Brad, another difference in this game, another way it's easier to be the quarterback of the Colts is they're running the football effectively. You know, and at this point, the Colts have 82 rush yards. If you're Blaine Gabbert, his team has 21 rush yards, and he's responsible for 10 of them.
And, of course, 2 rushing touchdowns by the Colts quarterback. Leads the team in scoring on the ground this year. And on the run here, fires a strike complete to Donnie Avery. Knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Another 15-yard pickup.
It's just a bootleg, which is what he does really well. Play here, he's going to roll out to the right, and it's a 2-receiver route. Rolls to the right, deep comeback. Look at the separation, 5-6 yards of separation. These defensive backs of Jacksonville are so concerned about the speed of the wide receivers from Indianapolis that the cushion is huge.
He throws so effortlessly on the run. It's amazing. There's his numbers. No touchdowns in the air yet, but 2 on the ground. Here's a screen out to Avery, and he got cut down. Nice tackle by Mike Harris.
Anthony Costanzo, the left tackle, pulled out, and Mike Harris, the nickel, did a good job of getting around the 6'7" left tackle, not only getting off the off the block, but making the tackle.
There's a big fella, first round choice a year ago, out of Boston College, your alma mater.
Well, he's developing into a really solid left tackle, and I think that's what he was projected to be, a solid left tackle when he came out. Good against pass, good against run.
Saunders at tight end, moves to the right side. They fake the run that way and come back to Dwayne Allen on a little tight end screen, and he flies to the 40. Allen, the rookie out of Clemson. Well, you look at the youth and the receiving core for the Colts, and there's another guy that's going to be a big-timer, Dwayne Allen.
Yeah, and this is a situation where Russell Allen makes a heck of a play. Watch him flash from the inside out. Costanzo gets the block on Cox in the corner. It looked like, Brad, one of those plays was set up to be a big play, and Russell Allen knifed in behind one of the offensive linemen.
Colts, Andrew Luck, empty backfield on 3rd down at 5. Throws and drops by Levon Brazil. That probably would have been a first down had he held it, but Aaron Ross was right there.
Little whip route. He's going to come into the middle and then back out again. Good protection. The ball's thrown extremely well. And like you said, Brad, probably a good chance for the first down if he catches it cleanly.
So the Jaguars do what they wanted to do. Open up the 3rd quarter with a stop and forcing a Colts punt. End over end job. Bounce and head inside the 5 where it's down by the Colts.
Catch the football, right?
Sergio Brown, I don't know why he didn't try to. Cost his team a lot of yards, and they're in a hole to start offensively when we come back. Look in on a beautiful night in Jacksonville, Florida. Hasn't been pretty for the home team. It's been all year for them. Still haven't won a home game. Trailing by 2 touchdowns. They do have the ball back, but they're inside their own 5-yard line after the Colts punt. Rashad Jennings, the tailback, is 5 yards deep in his own end zone. They're going to give it to him coming out. Got about 3. Corey Redding in on the stop. 10-year veteran out of Texas.
I thought he was a really key acquisition for Ryan Grigson, the new general manager, because you bring in Chuck Pagano, who ran the defense in Baltimore, which was a 3-4 base. Corey Redding was an important part of it. You bring him in, he still can play, he knows the system, and it was kind of a hidden gem in this season's off-season free agent market.
Gabbert in the shotgun. If he throws, it'll be from his own goal line. He will, and it's intercepted, and it's a pick 6.
Yep.
Darius Butler touchdown.
Been saying that all game. They're jumping all your routes. You got to push them off you. Darius Butler taking advantage of his opportunity tonight. He's just squatting on this route. Did you see him backpedal at all? No. He squatted on the route. He jumped it. He anticipated it. The ball was thrown behind Cecil Shorts. And give Darius Butler credit for taking advantage of it.
Beautiful play by number 20. 11-yard return of the interception for the touchdown.
Beautiful feet. He had great feet coming out of University of Connecticut, which is why he was a second-round pick.
He was with Carolina last year, signed as a free agent in late September, and that signee looks pretty good right now. When your starting corners are out injured, the backup guys, next man up, and in this case, next man in to the end zone for the Colts. Andrew Luck saying, hey, we'll take it any way we can get it. 24-3. Colts, a team that hadn't been able to force any turnovers this year, only 3 all season coming in. They've got 14 points off 2 turnovers tonight, Mike.
Here's Butler, and it's a tight bunch. I've been talking all night about the depth of the receivers. I know this is the first down, and you're looking for the first down, but they're all squatting to jump the route. They're reading the eyes of the quarterback. Darius Butler didn't take one step back. He's flat-footed read. It's called a flat-footed read, where you sit there, read the quarterback, and jump the route.
For Blaine Gabbert, 3rd pick 6 he's thrown this year. Spurlock will bring this kick out. And he won't make it to the 20. So they have not had good field position all night long. And again, they're going to start inside the 20-yard line. You can get coverage of every NFL game with NFL Mobile from Verizon. Get live streaming of tonight's game as well as Sunday and Monday night games. Every touchdown from every game Sunday afternoon with NFL Red Zone, NFL Network coverage, and a lot more. Call ** NFL to download NFL Mobile or go to bzw.com/NFL to learn more. Now you wonder how shaky Blaine Gabbert is after that last play.
Exactly.
He's got to shake it off, though, if they're to have any chance in the second half. The ground game, there hasn't been much there. Of course, when you got your all-pro tailback and all-pro fullback not playing, it doesn't help your cause on the ground tonight.
Especially when you're running against an 8-man front. Zibikowski that time was about 5 yards off the line, and he was the unblocked defender.
There's Maurice Jones-Drew, rushing leader in the NFL last season. And sidelined with a bad foot. This is the 3rd game that he's missed. Gabbert looking left. Nice throw. Complete on the run is Cecil Shorts. Shorts down the sideline. He's all the way to the 30 before he's run out of bounds. So a big play for Jacksonville there. The 2 guys that hooked up for the winning touchdown in week 3 get a 52-yarder on this one.
Now Cassius Vaughn wants a pick 6 also. Flat foot, he jumps it. Now he knows Zibikowski's coming over the top, so that's an excellent job that time by Blaine Gabbert, fitting it in between the 2.
Blaine Gabbert answered my question. Would he be shaky on this drive? That was his best play of the night so far. First down, Jaguars at the 30. Jennings, tough three. Corey Redding got him all wrapped up. And we got a little extracurricular going on after the play. Justin Blackman is involved in that, and he's been non-existent tonight. Their rookie first-round draft choice out of Oklahoma State.
That's a really good point, Brad. He needs to get existent soon.
Mike 5'8". Ready to go.
Play fake. Gabbert running for his life, and they get him. And it's Josh Gordy, and a loss of 14 on the sack.
And they had a vertical down the sidelines, but there was absolutely no time. Here's Gordy, and then watch over on this side.
I don't know if Blackman was supposed to go out in a route, but he didn't get a block, and he didn't get out in a route.
No, he got nothing. He got nothing. And Freeney got the pressure. Gordy cleaned it up.
Blackman, two-time Biletnikoff winner at Oklahoma State, and it's not so easy here at this level in the NFL. He has had a quiet beginning, first half of his season. Gabbert flags down, probably a holding call. The pass is complete inside the 30 to Shorts.
Holding, offense number 78. 10-yard penalty, third down.
Cameron Bradfield, the right tackle.
I think it's Jerry Hughes right here he's working on. I'm not sure, but Bradfield, the right tackle, horse collars him. They get the chip. He gets help. There's no need for him to grab like that. There's just that's a second-year player who's not very experienced, needs some more snaps. He got help on the chip. All he had to do was kind of hold his water and hang in there and block.
Well, the Jaguars try not to waste that big pass play to Shorts when they got it down in Colt territory. Now they're back in their own end of the field again at the 49. Or it's third down, and you got to pray for 31. Gabbert, he's going to let one fly. Almost caught by Shorts. Double coverage there, but he did get his right hand on it. Even had it been intercepted, it would have been as good as a punt, probably better. But now they will have to kick.
Shorts made a catch that turned into an 80-yard touchdown in their first meeting earlier this year with 56 seconds left on the clock. I'm telling you, he's one of my favorite players in the whole league right there, that fourth-round pick from Mount Union.
Anger hits this one a mile in the air. Comes down to T.Y. Hilton with the fair catch at the 11-yard line. Andrew Luck, 2 touchdowns on the ground tonight. He'll take over with the offense for Indianapolis when we come back. Tonight's aerial coverage is being presented by Southwest Airlines. Colts take over at the 11-yard line, leading 24-3. End around coming for T.Y. Hilton. Got the corner down the sideline. Nice run out to the 21-yard line. Pickup of 11.
Boy, I don't understand how Derek Cox can lose contain there. Just a poor job from fundamental football perspective. I know he's got a lead blocker in front of him in Dwayne Allen, but the position right there gives him an opportunity to make a play. Allen never touches him, and his job is contained. Keep that player inside.
11-yard pickup. First down at the 22. Play action. Luck gonna go long. Man out there. Oh. Donnie Avery had it and dropped it. Aaron Ross was with him stride for stride, but you couldn't have put it in a better spot.
You couldn't walk out there and hand it to him any better. That's good coverage, but you got to make that catch, Donnie Avery. Again, one of the faster players in the league. When he came out of Houston, I never saw a player run more verticals in college than anybody I've ever seen. And Bruce Arians told us last night he loved him. When Bruce was at Pittsburgh, he thought this guy was a Mike Wallace type player.
Well, Andrew Luck has 6 incompletions tonight, but 3 of those passes have been dropped. Avery, who has a couple of 100-yard games this year, dropped the last one. Luck fires far side, almost intercepted by Aaron Ross. Nice play on the ball by the veteran out of Texas. Could have been the second interception of the night.
Well, that's a long throw. T.Y. Hilton trying to get Ross turned, but Ross makes a break on the football. I think it was just thrown a little bit late. Luck in the pocket, kind of bunny hopped over a couple steps to his right to see better vision and make it an easier throw, and I think he let it go too late.
Wondering what you were going to call that hop, and it was a bunny hop.
A little bunny hop, or a center fielder. What do you call that? The crow hop? Huh?
Tonight he hasn't been quite as good on third down tonight. 3rd and 10 here. Wants to throw a screen, and this one's low, incomplete. Donald Brown was out there, but the Jaguars had it read pretty well. So again, Jacksonville's defense holds and forces a punt. Spurlock really hasn't had much to work with as a return man tonight, as Vinatieri and McAfee have kept it out of his hands for the most part. Nice kick. Spurlock's got a backpedal way back near the 21-yard line with the fair catch. 7 minutes remaining third quarter. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Oh, it's not quite that bad, guys, but I like the mustache. Commissioner in the house tonight, Roger Goodell, had a news conference before the game, then spent some time with the owner of the Jaguars, Shad Khan, a guy that has made it very clear that he wants to start winning. He wants to start winning now. Let's put pressure on the general manager here in Jacksonville. It puts pressure on Mike Mularkey, and it puts pressure on this young team led by a second-year quarterback. And Mike, it's a very passionate owner. You know, he came in basically January officially of 2012. Now here he is 10 months later. He wants his team not to be 1-7, obviously.
Yeah, I think the distinction he made earlier was not as much wins and losses, but improvement. He wanted to see improvement the second half of the season. They've been especially bad here at home, and the two things that have to happen is that quarterback has to play at a high level, and that receiver Blackman, the first-round pick, has got to show up.
And with that, you spent quite a bit of time with Gene Smith yesterday out at the headquarters for the Jaguars. I don't think anybody works any longer hours than he does, but he had that look on his face, too, like I'm not sure where the answers are coming from.
Well, he's under a lot of local fire. Now, most football people like Gene Smith. He's a grinder. He knows the game. They find more small school college gems than any team in the league. Here's what I would tell you, which I think is a fair analysis. I'm okay with their draft since 09. They've gotten some good football players out of it. I think where you could question them are their free agent acquisitions.
Mike's 58, Mike's 58. Daytona, we go.
They're down at 3. Gabbert has to let it go in a hurry, and I don't think he got the first down. Another big hit, Josh Gordy on Spurlock, and they're not going to get the first down out of that throw.
Now, Gene Smith's first draft, Brad, was 09. Eugene Monroe is a really good left tackle. Terrence Knighton is a good defensive tackle. Derek Cox is their starting corner. 2010 draft, not so good. Alualu's fighting through injuries for 3 years, and Austin Lane, a 5th-round pick at defensive end. And really, these last 2 drafts, ultimately what will determine the success or failure is the quarterback Gabbert and the wide receiver Blackman.
The rookie punter just blasted one back to the 13 to number 13, and now Hilton coming the other way gets it back to the 25-yard line with 5 minutes and change remaining in the third quarter. The Colts back on offense with a big lead when we come back. Brad Nessler, Mike Mayock, Alex Flanagan, our NFL Network crew in Jacksonville. Andrew Luck, almost born to play quarterback. His dad played for the Oilers. We mentioned that earlier. And then his dad being part of World League and NFL Europe. The family lived in Germany for the most of those 10 years. Back to the United States at Houston, Texas, Stratford High School. Became an All-American, All-State performer, then on to Stanford, where he was a Heisman finalist a couple of years, Maxwell Award winner back-to-back seasons. And there's his dad in attendance tonight, and his son has already scored 2 touchdowns on the ground and has given his team a 24-3 lead. And Ballard moves the pile out to the 30, maybe the 31-yard line.
I think we need to think about that graphic for a second. Did I see second team All-State?
Yeah.
Who was first team?
I don't know.
Don't we need to figure that out?
Gary Gilbert. Gail Gilbert's son. I remember
How about that?
He was at the Elite 11 camp and all that.
Wow. Just amazing when you look back on some high school teams and all the All-Stars and who actually ends up being the best players out of those groups.
Now this guy, there's not too many better at his age. Here he is off play action. Steps up, fires deep middle. Got it. Complete. And it's Dwayne Allen. Allen down to the 43-yard line. Another pickup of 27.
You know, Brad, what's really rare with a young quarterback is pocket awareness. Play action, eyes downfield. Now watch him subtly move in the pocket. Steps up to his left. He just, his eyes and his feet are connected. He doesn't have to look down. He feels it. He allows his receivers to uncover, and look where the ball's placed. It's beautiful.
And a career-long catch for the rookie out of Clemson, Dwayne Allen. Pickup of 27 to the 43-yard line.
260!
Reggie Wayne, again, the motion man across the field. And Ballard, again, another good run. He picked up about 7 again. Down to the 3.5-minute mark. You know, talk about Oliver Luck being here, and you talk about father-son combinations who played in the NFL. The most obvious one is Archie Manning and Peyton and Eli. David and Charlie Whitehurst, Phil and Chris Sims, Jack and Jeff Kemp, Emery and Kent Nix, and Bob and Brian Greasy. There's your father-son quarterback combos in the NFL.
That's pretty good stuff right there.
It is. Second down and 3. I backfield this time. The 2 tight end sets. They'll keep it on the ground. Try to use some clock and get a first down. They'll use clock, but they won't get a first down. Just under 3 minutes to go, third quarter. We check in with Alex.
Guys, I'm talking to Reggie Wayne yesterday and getting his weigh in on his quarterback, Andrew Luck. Remember, he told us he's going to be even more special than what you see. Just watch. When he gets this offense down, he said he's going to be unbelievable. You talk about his calmness and his pocket presence. Reggie's saying that he shows no panic at all in the huddle, that he comes in and will just say, like, okay, guys, it's a great play. We're going to get a first down on this. Reggie also saying, hey, we got our own RG3 too, because the guy has some wheels under him, Mike and Brad.
He's used those wheels for 2 touchdowns tonight already. Carter, the big back, I think got the first down.
You know, Ness, it's interesting because it's turning into, there you go right now, most passing yards, first 9 games. But it's turning into the Andrew Luck show here tonight, which, you know, could happen, obviously. And Alex just talked about his presence in the huddle. I met the kid about 3 years ago at the Manning Passing Academy. And that's where Archie, Peyton, Eli, Cooper, the whole family's there. And I'll tell you more about it after this play.
Quick throw, the screen out to Avery. You were talking about Manning Academy, and you take him back. First went there in 2004, 8 years ago, and then this was just a season ago.
Yeah, he was a camper first, then became a counselor, and Archie invites a lot of the top quarterbacks around the country to be a counselor, and I work there every summer also. So I've been, what Peyton and Eli do is they bring the college quarterbacks into a meeting room situation. They draw plays up. They talk about film breakdown. He works them out on the field. So I was introduced to this kid 3 years ago, and just can't tell you how impressed I was with him in all those venues.
Final minute, third quarter. Ballard cuts back to the inside. He's picked up some tough yards tonight. The rookie out of Mississippi State.
So, Brad, the first time I see him throw a football, Peyton and Eli are running him through drills, right? 5-step, 7-step, 5 with a hitch, play action. And Peyton looks at me and says, is he warming up? Or because he throws it so easily, so effortlessly, and then all of a sudden you realize the ball has pop to it. And his lower body, from his waist, he's 235 pounds. From his waist down, this is a big dude, and he runs 4.6. So I know we're getting a little bit over the top here, and he's only a rookie, but he's earned it.
First down at the 21. A tough 2-yard run for Vic Ballard. Jeremy Mincy's got him wrapped up. Jacksonville's going to need a huge fourth quarter, or the Colts are going to have them wrapped up. Tough night for Jacksonville at home. That's been their story all year long. And at the end of 3, Colts trying to repay them from a loss in week 3, and they've got a 24-3 lead. At to start the fourth quarter at Everbank Field in Jacksonville. And the Jaguars trailing by 3 touchdowns on their home field. And the Colts looking for more. They've got it in the red zone just inside the 20-yard line to open up quarter number 4.
Check out.
Luck straight drop to throw on 2nd and 9. Trouble from behind, hit by Lane. The ball is out, and the Jaguars have got it. Jeremy Mincy. So another turnover. Nice job by Lane. He just pushed that thing right out of there.
That's a great job by Austin Lane, who beat Linkenbach, the right tackle, cleanly off the edge.
And then Mincy's the guy that covered it. So Jacksonville takes over at the 19-yard line.
Right here. Linkenbach, the right tackle, is in because of the injury to Winston Justice. This really becomes one of those coverage sacks that people talk about. Posluszny doing a good job in the flat with T.Y. Hilton. Forced him to hold on to the football. Austin Lane cleaned it up.
Jalen Parmalee in the backfield with Gabbert and the shotgun to throw on first down. Completes. Robinson, his number 1 target tonight, out across the 25 to the 26.
And Brad, this is where you have to see some urgency here. The young quarterback's got to get him up on the line, and they got to start running some plays here. Got to start getting the football down the field.
Ron Robinson, that's a career high 9 catches tonight off the arm of Blaine Gabbert. This time he goes back the other way. This one's to Cecil Shorts, and they'll move the sticks again at the 31.
And I like the way the tackles are pushing the defensive ends past Gabbert, and he's stepping confidently up into the pocket. Both Freeney and Hughes got pushed by, and it was no problem.
We haven't called Dwight Freeney's name too much tonight. He's a future Hall of Famer.
They're paying a lot of attention to him.
Gabbert now throws into double coverage. Actually, nobody saw that pass coming. Robinson and both Zibikowski and Vaughn, nobody turned their head around, or they might have had an interception.
This is a pretty good left tackle. He's got great feet. Eugene Monroe, first-round pick out of Virginia. Just pushes Freeney completely by, gives Gabbert a clean pocket. Good coverage down the field, but 14's the guy that ultimately has got to start playing for them, Blackman.
Like 50.
Dwight Freeney's got some pressure in there, but no tackles, no sacks tonight. Here he comes. They got rid of the ball, though. It's complete. And it is Justin Blackman right on your cue.
Here we go. And by the way, a couple flags there. Gabbert got hit, I think, late. It wasn't vicious, trust me. But I think they're going to get the late hit on the quarterback. And Brad, you called it the spin move by Freeney also.
There are 2 fouls on the defense. Personal foul, roughing the passer.
Yep.
That penalty's declined. Personal foul, face mask, 15-yard penalty, first down.
That's a rough play there when you get 2 big ones on you.
There's a lot going on with the quarterback here. Now, good job on the spin move here by Monroe. Okay, stays on him, but from behind, late hit. Easy call. And the Jags have a little something going.
Can they keep it going? This will move it into Colts territory at the 44-yard line. The problem is every time they get on that into the field, something goes wrong.
Yep.
Commissioner still drawing a pretty big crowd. There's a bigger crowd around the commissioner right now than there is in the stands. Let's put it that
way. He does draw a crowd, doesn't
he? Yes, he does. Gabbert at the 44-yard line. Extra man, pressure. Got away from it. Won't get away from the second wave, though. Antoine Bethea, the safety, makes the stop.
Boy, Bethea comes from a long way to make this tackle. Gabbert's a little bit beat up here.
He's still feeling the effects from the previous play, and now he's going to take a knee here after that hit. And he's not doing the Tebow pose. 13:21 remaining. And Chad Henne is warming up on the Jacksonville sideline. Take a look at the last play. Blaine Gabbert's come out, and Chad Henne goes in.
A lot going on here. He comes and sets a pick, allows Johnson around, and then Bethea comes from distance, from the second level to make the hit on Gabbert that forces him out of the game.
And Chad Henne, whistles blow, flags down. False start, I think.
False start. Offense. Number 78. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Cameron Bradfield. And who knows? Could be the cadence difference between the two quarterbacks that caused that.
A really good point. It could be Dwight Freeney also.
That might do it.
You're a second-year player at a Grand Valley State, and you got Freeney, the Hall of Famer, lined up, snorting at you.
You know, Gabbert went out in the huddle momentarily, and now it comes back out, and Henne goes back in.
Huh. It looks like the old high school system. You shuttle a guy in, give him the play, and run out, right?
Chad Henne, who came over as a free agent after 4 seasons with the Dolphins, who we'll see next Thursday night. Pass caught by Blackman, taken out of bounds after a pickup of 5. They'll bring up 3rd down and long.
The guy that's kind of running the ship for Indianapolis, Ryan Grigson, is their general manager, came over from Philadelphia, where I got to know him over the years, and I think he's one of the most solid young player evaluators in the league right now. He and Chuck Pagano are literally tied at the hip philosophically.
They've got 37 guys on this team that we didn't see last year at the end of the season when we did the Colts.
And that's not a mistake. He's churning that roster for a purpose.
3rd down and 11 for Chad Henne. Throws complete and forward progress. Let's wait and see. No, they didn't give him any forward progress. Cecil Shorts, one official gave him the spot and the other one didn't. And I think the guy from the far side is going to overrule the head linesman and might give him a 1st down here. See where they ultimately spot it. I think it's a 1st down.
And they just moved the chains.
Greg Minuski, the defensive coordinator in his 1st year with the Colts. So a 3rd down conversion, something Jacksonville hadn't had all night. Henne throws back shoulder throw. Robinson didn't quite get turned around in time.
You know, Brad, I know Chuck Pagano fairly well from his years as defensive coordinator in Baltimore. And again, with the new general manager, they are really the same guy. And Ryan Grigson believes in playing hard, playing fast. He likes big players. Same thing with Chuck Pagano. They get him playing hard. They get him playing fast. And I know one thing about Ryan. If you don't have a passion for the game of football, you're not going to last on the Colts roster.
Here comes a safety blitz from Zbikowski. Went right over the top of Henne, but he's going to get credit for at least part of the sack. Zbikowski came out like a rocket, and nobody touched him.
Yeah, Jalen Parmalee picked up the blitzing linebacker Freeman. Here comes Freeman. Parmalee will get him right here. But then Zbikowski comes right over the top. Completely unblocked. That's the quarterback's responsibility. He's got to see that coming and get rid of the football. That's the unblocked defender. Zbikowski.
Those guys had a couple times getting tangled at Notre Dame and Michigan.
That's exactly right.
3rd down, 16.
And here comes Dwight Freeney, right? On Monroe.
Comes to the inside, does Freeney, and Henne's going to let it fly deep. He's got a man out there. Incomplete. I'm not sure if his receiver slipped or what. Robinson was out there. Antoine Bethea is the guy that ended up closest to it.
I thought there was some contact down the field on Robinson. He made the corner, and I think it was Darius Butler, jumped him.
That's not what the penalty was about, though, so it's 4th down.
Yeah, here's the route. 81, Laurent Robinson. Watch him working up top of the screen. Now watch Butler. He throws that elbow out there, knocks him off the route. I think you got to call something there.
So instead, it's 4th down. They have to get all the way to the 24-yard line to get a first down. Chad Henne in for Blaine Gabbert, who was shaken up a few minutes ago. Going to go to his check down, Jennings, and he gets blasted out of bounds.
There's a flag down
on the far side.
There's a flag down, and I thought that
Offside.
Jerry Hughes jumped offside.
Defense number 92.
Yep.
5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So it gives him another shot.
And Brad, he jumps off sides to get a free play, right? As a quarterback, you kind of have to see that. B, when it's 4th and 30, the check down doesn't work.
Right. Especially
when you're down 24-3. And I know this is hard for Chad Henne coming in a game like this, but you got to take a shot down the field.
So now, at least a more manageable 4th down situation. 4th down and 11. All of the Colts penalties have come against their defense tonight. Henne on 4th and long. Steps up in the pocket, throws across, complete. Down to the 20 and a first down, Cecil Shorts.
What a nice job by the quarterback, Chad Henne, that time. Watch him step up in this pocket. They're bringing 4. Does a great job stepping up inside Fili Mawala and putting it on Cecil Shorts.
Chad Henne coming in. I mentioned 4 years in Miami, 31 starts, so he's been in the thick of things, and he's doing a good job right now. Spurlock on the completion, and it's 1st and goal.
Henne, the veteran, throwing the football on time here.
And again, this time they do huddle. They bring Mercedes Lewis back in, the tight end, as Gabbert over there on the sideline checks the play. You can still hear it on his helmet. On a 1st and goal, Jacksonville trying desperately to get in the end zone here in the 4th quarter. Here comes the blitz. Chad Henne gets creamed as he tried to throw it. Justin Hickman. Somebody jumped early.
Offside, defense number 55. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
That's who it was, is Hickman.
And they should have blown the whistle here so that it's called unabated to the quarterback. They blow the whistle for the security of the quarterback.
And this is not security right here. This is a helmet right in the back.
Yeah.
So Chad Henne takes one for the team. 5-yard walk-off. 13th play of this drive. And it's 1st and goal at the 5.
And obviously, any chance to win a football game tonight, you've got to put 7 on the board here. Chad Henne telling Eugene Monroe exactly who he had.
On 1st and goal, quick throw, incomplete. Intended for Parmalee. Zibikowski broke it up. The word we're getting from the Jacksonville sideline is Blaine Gabbert. The shoulder is what's bothering him, and probable for a return. But the way Henne's playing right now might be the night for him.
Remember, he's had a left shoulder injury for a lot of this season,
right?
The non-throwing shoulder, so not wanting to speculate, but that's probably what it is.
That's what he hurt against Oakland, and that's why he missed some time. And Henne took over for him then too. Henne to the goal line, touchdown.
Good throw.
Cecil Shorts. And finally, the Jaguars in the end zone, but it took until 9:16 to play.
That was a really good read by both the quarterback and the receiver. Back shoulder against Cassius Vaughn. Vaughn's taking away the inside and has good coverage. So Shorts gets it on the back shoulder. Vaughn wants a push off, which it wasn't. Well thrown football. Looks a lot easier than it really is, folks.
Best drive of the night, obviously, for Jacksonville. 81 yards in 14 plays. Scobie for the point after. Has it up and good. Took until 9:16 remaining in the ball game to get in the end zone. And their backup quarterback, Chad Henne, gets the job done. 24-10 Colts. Wake up with NFL AM tomorrow morning. Russell Wilson of the Seahawks talks about the matchup with the Jets. Patriots' Gerard Mayo about the matchup with the Buffalo Bills and complete highlights and reaction from the key players in tonight's game. Don't miss NFL AM tomorrow and every weekday morning, 6 a.m. Eastern, only on NFL Network. And the kick will be down, and the Colts will take over at the 20-yard line. Their lead has been cut to 2 touchdowns. Commissioners still hanging on here with 9:16 to play in the ballgame. Here was the playoff picture in the AFC coming in tonight. The Ravens, Houston, the Patriots, and the Broncos would be the division leaders. A wild card, Colts would be one, and right now they're just 9 minutes away from being 6-3. Steelers would join them. You see the Dolphins in the hopeful category with the Bills. We'll see those 2 teams next Thursday night on NFL Network. Hope you join us from Buffalo. This one's not over, 2-possession game, but Posluszny and the Jaguars need to come up with a big play or 2 on defense again. Into the middle of the pile goes Donald Brown, and he goes for 5 yards where Posluszny met him.
You're absolutely on target, Brad, which is, we're at 9 minutes and counting. 2-possession game. If you're a Jaguar fan, you can't be messing around now. You got to get the football back now.
Colts using some clock, played most of the game in an up-tempo situation. Now with a 2-touchdown lead, they know that every second they spend in that huddle is another second the Jaguars aren't going to have to operate with. Brown again, tough 2. Selby made the tackle.
I've been talking about Reggie Wayne all night long and what he does, not just in the pass game, but the run game. Keep in mind, folks, look at him. He's a 33-year-old veteran, 12 years in the league, coming across, making a block on a defensive end. He's done it all night long. He blocks the nickel. When you are a young wide receiver in that room and you watch a veteran like Reggie Wayne, 12 years in the league, give that kind of effort in the run game, you can't help to follow. So what I love is T.Y. Hilton, Donnie Avery, Levon Brazil, young wideouts. They're learning the right way to play the game of football.
This guy definitely knows that. Luck throws it to him for a first down. Just like that. And we did that game last year. Reggie Wayne caught the touchdown pass in one of the Colts' 2 wins.
Right.
And everybody was saying, is that the last touchdown catch he's going to have against the Colts? And he said, you know what? Chuck Pagano gave me a great sales pitch.
Yep.
And he said, I've known him for 16 years, going back to those days right there at the University of Miami. And he told me, take a leap of faith.
Isn't that
Here's
cool?
a guy having a second career at age 33 and 51 weeks.
He said he was a great father, a great husband, and I trust the guy. And that's why I took the leap. It's pretty cool.
Just picked up a first down that'll chew up a couple of more minutes of this football game. Brown again, at this point, he doesn't care how many yards he gets. He just wants to hold on to the football and let that clock wind its way down under 6 minutes shortly.
See, this is why I'm a big believer. No matter how good your quarterback is, you still have to stay patient with your run game. They're close to 30 carries today, and they've worn Jacksonville down. They're running counter and power. They're just beating on them at this point. And I really think you protect your quarterback and you protect the integrity of your offense, because there are games where you're going to need in the last 3 or 4 minutes of the game to run the clock out. Bruce Arians knows that.
Second down and 8. They fake the stretch play, and now it's Luck on the bootleg keeper heading to the sideline. Oh, and he takes one to the helmet, and that's going to be DeJuan Landry. A personal foul and probably something coming out of his pocketbook as well.
Contact to the head. 15-yard penalty. First
Keep
down.
in mind, first of all, he's a running back, but as soon as he starts to slide, he's protected, and you cannot target the head or neck area.
Now, you know what? That might have been a shoulder. That might have been a shoulder, and I might have jumped the gun. It is a right shoulder right under the chin.
But again, Brad, you can't target the neck or head area with your forearm, shoulder, or helmet.
Right.
It's not just helmet to helmet. So once he gives himself up with the slide, he's a protected species, and you can't go anywhere near the neck or head area.
So with a penalty, it's all the way down to the 31-yard line for the first down. And we are under 6 minutes.
Mike's 51.
It's an unbalanced formation to the offense's left.
And now the Colts take a timeout with 5:44 remaining in the ball game. 2-touchdown lead and in Jaguar territory. Talk about veteran savvy. Here's Luck getting the hit from DeJuan Landry, and now some of his teammates come to his rescue, including the lineman. Look what he does. He pushes everybody back and says, come on, let's get back to the huddle. And then DeJuan Landry comes over, shakes his hand, says, sorry, kid, didn't mean to hit you in the head. I mean, that's unbelievable. Coming from a 23-year-old rookie. And as Reggie Wayne told us yesterday, we said, what do you see in the huddle? He said, never panic. I don't see any panic. It's almost like this guy's been doing this at this level forever.
Brad, I call him a flatliner. And you saw that on the video we just saw after he gets hit in the head, calming everybody down. I told you the story the other night about him on his pro day. The entire NFL is there, and he's throwing outdoors in Palo Alto into a stiff wind, and his first 2 throws were horrible. Big arm throws into the wind that were knocked down because he didn't throw them well.
You talked to him after those first couple of throws, right?
So he throws 2 horrible throws. He throws 50 or 60 more that were great. And we interview him right afterwards, and I said, hey, Andrew, were you concerned after those first 2 throws into the wind? And he kind of looked at me and said, Mike, not really. I figured I had 58 more. I'd be fine. Are you kidding me? Nothing gets to this kid. And again, I hate just getting so excited 8 games into a rookie year, but he's earned it. I'm anxious to see RG3. We don't have him on the Thursday night schedule. I've seen a little bit of tape. RG3's been as advertised.
We'll see Ryan Tannehill next week.
Tannehill's playing his tail off. I watched his tape last week against Indy, and he's really playing well.
5-minute drive here for the Colts, just what the doctor ordered. Just trying to burn up the clock and go home with their 6th win of the year and their 4th straight. And, you know, they haven't had a winning streak. Obviously, they didn't have one last year in a 2-14 campaign. And we were talking with Dwight Freeney yesterday. And I said, you know, how's it feel? Just the whole, you know, idea of you're back winning again. He said, hey, man, we haven't had a 4-game winning streak since the end of the 2010 season when we were 6-6. And we had to win 4 in a row to get to the playoffs. That was with a healthy Peyton Manning.
Right.
And now here they are about to win 4 in a row with their rookie quarterback.
You know, and a lot has been said about Chuck Pagano and how they're playing for him this season, and that's all true. And Chuck would be the first to tell you that Bruce Arians has done a heck of a job.
Boy, is he ever.
Bruce Arians was, 4-1 coming into tonight, and I give that guy a long-time football coach. Loves to throw the football, showed some patience running it tonight for balance. I give him a ton of credit.
The Colts set to go to 6-3 and proving that they belong. And what they've got coming up now at New England, now the 18th, Buffalo at home, at Detroit, Tennessee home, and then at Houston. How big might that one be on December 16th? I mean, if they keep winning.
You know what, Ness? The week after that, they go to Kansas City, and then they come back and play Houston again. So 2 of their last 3 games are against the division-leading Houston Texans. So if they keep playing well, they have a chance to decide their own fate at the end of the year.
Vinatieri will try a 41-yard field goal. And he's got it. Tacks 3 more onto the lead.
Field goal to the play. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense number 90. 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Second round pick.
Andre Branch out of Clemson.
Second round pick.
Talking about some of the games coming up on the Colts schedule. Some good games coming up this weekend as well. And to be part of it, join NFL Network with First on the Field at 7. 9 o'clock to 1 is game day morning, preparing you for all the Sunday games. At 4 o'clock, we'll break down the early games on Game Day Scoreboard and then recap all the day's action on Game Day Highlights at 7:30. Finally, Sunday night, game day final at 11:30 Eastern for highlights, press conferences, and analysis of all the games, including live reports from the Sunday night game. Sunday is game day and nights in this case here on NFL Network.
Brad, you know what a sneaky good game is this weekend? I think it's the Falcons at New Orleans.
Me too.
New Orleans is playing well. They'll be at home. They need the win. It'd be kind of fun to see if they're able to spoil what Atlanta's got going.
Atlanta, what they've got going right now is the only undefeated record in the league at 8-0. Kickoff coming in what has become almost an empty stadium here. And that one hits the crossbar. And the Jags will come out to the 20-yard line. And talking about the Saints and the Falcons, we've got them the Thursday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And if the Saints keep playing this way, let's say they upend the Falcons and stop that unbeaten thing, that game could be huge.
Game's huge regardless, I think, just because the way Atlanta's playing.
Yeah.
And there's, all of a sudden you hear people say, can they go undefeated, which is premature.
Yeah.
Way too early right now. But this whole thing's wide open. If you look at the AFC, there's not a dominant division, and somebody's going to get hot. Somebody's going to get healthy and hot at the right time. It'll be interesting to see which team it is.
And the folks that say that the Falcons are 8-0, but are they really that good? It's a nice run by Jalen Parmalee. I'll tell you what the Falcons are. If nothing, they're resilient, and they always make a play when they have to, be it at the end of a half or the last minute of a game.
Here's what bothers me. Whenever a team is bad and says they're pretty good, everybody uses the old Bill Parcells thing, you know, you are what your record says you are.
Right.
Well, these guys are 8-0. They are what their record says they are, so stop saying they can't play.
That's Tony Gonzalez's pant answer right now every time he gets asked in Atlanta, hey, 8-0, but really? He goes, we're 8-0. Who else is? Of course, the Texans are 7-1, and this team's about to be 6-3. And I don't think anymore you can just say, well, you know, they won all those games by 6 points or less. Tonight they're not going to win it by 6 points or less. It's going to be more like 17, depending on what goes on in this drive for Jacksonville. Blackman getting involved a little bit with Henney at quarterback when he couldn't with Gabbard at the controls. And the number 5 overall pick, he's a guy that's got to start becoming a big part of this offense.
Now, I kind of felt like they had to make the move they did. They traded up to get him at number 5. And if you look back at Gabbard a year ago, he got beat up by a non-existent offensive line. He had no wide receivers to throw the football to. So to support your young quarterback, they're the kind of moves you have to make. Now, I said it earlier, I like Gene Smith. I believe in Gene Smith. Ultimately, Blaine Gabbert has got to become a franchise quarterback, and that wide receiver, Justin Blackman, has got to justify his top 5 pick status.
Gabbert was the 10th overall choice 2 years ago.
Mike, hey, you got 50. 30's Mike. 30's Mike. All right.
This guy was a second-round pick out of Michigan 5 years ago. Here comes Zibikowski. He just keeps blitzing from the secondary. And in this case, they get it to Shorts. And Shorts on a crossing all the way down inside the 10. Flags are down.
Yeah, they got Blackman midway through that run, had a big hit. I think it was on Marche Green.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, illegal blindside block. Offense number 14, illegal contact to the head.
This is a new rule this year.
Second down.
They've expanded protection. And here's the route, Cecil Shorts. And at the end of it, they've expanded protection to unprotected players. See that?
Yeah.
A year ago, that's fine. And I kind of think that's good aggressive football, but they're now trying to protect defensive players on the defensive side of the ball, both in the return game and on plays like that.
You know, Zibikowski coming on that blitz, if that doesn't happen, Shorts could have gone in that vacated area, maybe scored a touchdown. But it all comes back, just like it has for Jacksonville all night long. Henney goes deep and broken up. Incomplete as Cassius Vaughn got a hand on it.
What did Alex tell us at halftime? That Coach Malarkey said that first half was kind of a microcosm of their entire season, where everything kind of goes against them, and it's amazing how 1-7 teams find a way that way.
Offense number 60, 15-yard penalty, second down.
Wow, they got a chop
Brewster,
block.
the rookie out of Ohio State.
And this is not, I mean, this is a mistake. He gets knocked on his butt, and then they move. Watch this. He gets knocked on his butt. And now the other player, Freeman, gets pushed over top of him. There was no intent to injure there. Yeah, was it high-low contact? But come on, there's no intent to injure there. Guy was lying on his back.
We told you the Jaguars just a little over 5 penalties per ball game. Season high 9 in this one tonight. And he goes far side, completes it to Spurlock. And we're down to 2:20 to play.
Now, I guess the call was technically correct, but it bothers me. I mean, there's a good quarterback coach right there. Clyde Christensen had Peyton Manning in Indy for a lot of years.
Of course, Bruce Arians, the interim head coach, was Peyton's quarterback coach in his first year in the league in '98. Had a good one then. He's got a good one now. 2 minutes remaining from Jacksonville. And the Jaguars are going to fall to 1-8. And they're still going to be winless at home in a couple of minutes. Let's check in with Rich Eisen.
Well, Brad, we've got Andrew Luck and Reggie Wayne together visiting our Jaguars post-game show set. And Steve Mariucci has a text from Chuck Pagano, a message for those two players he's going to relay to them. That's coming up after the game.
That'll be cool. Thanks, Rich. 2 minutes remaining. 4th down and a yard for Chad Henne and the Jaguars. Maybe the last time they touch it if they don't pick up the first down. And it's going to be batted in the air, tipped 3 times, and coming out of the piles, Darius Butler. Butler down the sideline. Butler all the way down inside the 15.
I thought he was going to get 2 pick sixes tonight. Huh?
He might be AFC Defensive Player of the Week, even with that one.
Hey, Chad Henne's done a heck of a job in relief, but this 4th down play, the ball gets batted up in the air several times. Corey Redding, I believe, number 90, gets that big paw up right there. Now it's free. Bang. Tip by right foot. Freeney tips it twice. Tip drill. Butler takes it away from him. Watch the tip drill. There's Redding. Now watch Freeney, 93, tips it once. Boom. There's the second one. Darius Butler.
And a 51-yard return. His first one was 11 yards to the end zone.
I give him some credit. I challenged him and talked to him about having a big game and taking advantage of his 3rd opportunity and perhaps final opportunity. He's got the skill set. He's got to be physical. He's got to be tough. He's got to be more consistent if he wants to play in this league. And congratulations, young man.
First 8 games, 3 turnovers, which was worst in the league, and now 3 tonight.
See those guys with the heads on the bench? Look what it says. Still here and me too.
Well, at least they're together. Another knee coming up here from Andrew Luck. Reggie Wayne, by the way, tonight didn't make the 100-yard plateau, but 8 catches for 96 yards from the arm of Andrew Luck. And get a load of this. Reggie, in his career, 133 catches just against the Jaguars. That's incredible. Darius Butler, after that last interception, from one cornerback to the other, he's going to give Prime a little love, or vice versa.
Oh, man, I was at his pro day at UConn 4 years ago, and people were buzzing, man. Talk about, I've said it 3 times tonight, the feet, the change of direction ability. He just has to be more consistent, be able to tackle, be physical, and he can play in this league at a high level.
Rookie quarterback has never had a winning record. Andrew Luck is 3 games over 500 right now. 6-3 for the Colts as they win it rather easily, 27-10 tonight over the Jaguars, as Jacksonville still winless at home. A 6-game losing streak now, and they fall to 1-8. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with a Kay Jewelers post-game show featuring highlights, analysis, interviews, press conferences. Again, Andrew Luck, Reggie Wayne, as Rich said, will be along with him. It's going to wrap it up for Mike, Alex, myself, Brad Nessler from Jacksonville. Hang around. Colts are 6-3.